starting stream now, and I believe we are streaming. Just gonna double check to make sure. Music might be a little loud, but we'll see. We are live. Hello and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred today in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar.
And the website onthisday.com. For the links to the sources, the music you're hearing, and anything we gather throughout the show, check the box below, or the description, whatever it's called. I am, of course, A.O.
Yes.
Xander.
Sing along to Santa Claus.
Yeah, we don't need to yell. And you are you.
Sorry.
Anyway, on with the show. Today is Saturn's Day, also known as Saturday, February 19th, 2022. Why don't you start us off here today?
Oh, nice. At 197, Emperor Septimus Severus defeats Usurper Claudio Albinus in the Battle of Lunenburg, in the bloodiest battle between the Roman armies.
I don't think it was Lunenburg.
Sorry, I'm so hyper.
Goose Fraba. Jumping up to 356, the anti-paganism policy of Constantius II forbade the worship of pagan idols in the Roman Empire. So, anti-pagans, you know? And in 1594, having already been elected to the throne of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth in 1587, Sigismund III of the House of Vasa was crowned King of Sweden, pardon me, having succeeded his father John III of Sweden in 1592.
Nice. Also, wait, you did 1955, right? I meant 1594.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm so nervous.
Why? Like, calm yourself.
In 1600, the Peruvian stratovolcano high up in Tunisia explodes in the most violent eruption in the recorded history of South America. Wow.
Jeez.
Crazy.
Stratovolcano. What is a stratovolcano anyway? So let me look that up real quick.
It's a volcano, like a Krakatoa.
Ah. A stratovolcano, also known as a composite volcano, is a conical volcano built up by many layers of hardened lava and tephra. So it's a classical, stereotypical pyramidal volcano. Moving on up to 1649, the Second Battle of Guararapes took place, effectively ending Dutch colonization efforts in Brazil. So,
No.
dang. Yeah, we were here reading a couple things about the Dutch in Brazil, and now 1649, no more.
Yep. Also in 1674, England and the Netherlands signed the Treaty of Westminster, ending the Third Anglo-Dutch War. A provision of the agreement transferred the Dutch colony of New Amsterdam to England.
So that's how they got it. Do you know what New Amsterdam eventually became?
New York?
Yeah. So that's how they got it. I forgot about that. But yeah, New York, or Manhattan, as most people call it. Yeah, it used to be New Amsterdam. It was a Dutch thing. So that's why there's a lot of Dutch heritage in the early life of New York. Jump on up to 1714. During the Great Northern War, the Battle of Napu between Sweden and Russia was fought in Isokiro, Austro-Bosnia. Interesting.
In Bosnia, right?
Austro-Bosnia.
Oh, Austro-Bosnia. Oh,
yeah, not
Bosnia.
Bosnia.
That's a weird name.
Yeah. Well, so is Isokiro.
Yes, that's also. In 1726, the Supreme Privy Council is established in Russia.
What is a Supreme Privy Council? First, I saw that as privacy, but...
No, it's privy.
It was operative...
I'm surprised that I got that right.
It was operative for only 4 years until 1730. It originated as a body of advisors to Empress Katherine I. Interesting. Jumping on up to 1807, former Vice President of the United States Aaron Burr was arrested for treason in Wakefield, Alabama, and confined to Fort Stoddart. What the hell? What did he do?
Oh, what did he do?
Aaron Burr. I did not hear about this. Aaron Burr
What's his name
treason.
too?
Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Alexander Hamilton apparently. So Burr was accused of high misdemeanor for planning an attack, or for planning to attack the dominions of the King of Spain, and of treason to trying to seize New Orleans and convert American territory into an empire of his own. What the fuck? He was found guilty of treason. The penalty would be death. I think I remember hearing something about that he was trying to start a new United States in the United States. So.
Damn, don't that sound familiar? Like a precursor to the CSA?
Yeah. That's interesting. Did Aaron Burr overthrow the government? Burr had repeatedly spoken about various illegal schemes, but says he had been absent when his troops gathered on Blennerhassett's Island, the only overact that could be proved. There was no evidence that he had taken up arms against the government. With this in mind, the jury found him not guilty of treason. So he was acquitted. But, yeah, damn.
Yeah, because, he pretty much, they didn't have proof.
Yeah. Jumping on up to 1819, British explorer William Smith discovered the South Shetland Islands and claimed them in the name of King George III.
Okay, cool. And also in 1836, King William IV signed the letters patent establishing the province of South Australia.
Nice.
Starting.
Yep. 10 years later, in 1846, in Austin, Texas, a newly formed Texas state government was officially installed. The Republic of Texas government officially transferred the power of the state of Texas government following the annexation of Texas by the United States. That seems a little confusing, but essentially, because remember, there used to be Six Flags over Texas, not the theme park, but actually nations. At one time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, in not this exact order. And I'm mainly talking to the audience here. I know you know this because we've spoken at length about this before. But they've been under Mexico, they've been under themselves, they've been under Spain, and they've been under the United States twice. So that's 5 different flags. So I think they were under Spain twice. I'm not sure. Moving on up to 1 year later, in 1847, the first group of rescuers reached the Donner Party.
Ooh.
Dang, so they really did, go through the winter,
Yeah.
Yeesh.
And in 1859, Daniel E. Sickles, a New York congressman, is acquitted of murder on grounds of temporary insanity.
Yeah, what a easy way to cop out. Oh, I was temporarily insane. Bitch, you murdered somebody. I don't care. You
a name like Sickles?
Here's the thing. Well, not even the name. Here's the thing about, what people don't understand with all these pleas for insanity. Yeah, he might have been insane when he murdered somebody, but if you don't lock him up, what's stopping him from going insane again and murdering somebody else? Once somebody murders somebody, that's it. They're done. You can take your insanity plea and shove it way up your ass. So... 1878, Thomas Edison he patented his stolen technology of the phonograph. So, wonder who he stole it from, though. We'll probably never know. That's the sad part.
Yeah. Damn, also, 1884, more than 60 tornadoes strike the southern United States with one of the largest tornado outbreaks in U.S. history.
Damn. So, is that like one day? Like 60 tornadoes? That's a lot.
That's hell.
1884, 60 tornadoes. Yeah, February 19th through the 20th. So it was, today and tomorrow. So yeah, if anybody wants to read up more about this tornado outbreak, I'll post this in the underbar. But before I do, I will take us up to the year 1913, in which Pedro Lascurian became president of Mexico for 45 minutes. This is the shortest term to date of any person as president of any country. Wow, he couldn't even make an hour. That's funny.
Amateur. Yo, 1915, World War One, the first naval attack on the Dardanelles began when a strong Anglo-French task force bombarded Ottoman artillery along the coast of Gallipoli.
Gallipoli. Is this the beginning of the Gallipoli campaign? Interesting. 1937, Yekatit 12, during a public ceremony at the Viceregal Palace, the formal imperial residence in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, two Ethiopian nationalists of Eritrean origin attempted to murder Viceroy Rudolph Graziani with a number of grenades. It's kind of just start lobbing, like, die, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Reminds me of Peter Griffin with his thinking grenades. Just throws grenades out the window while he's thinking.
Yeah.
I need a box of thinking grenades.
Also, in 1940, you did 1942, right?
I have not.
Oh, good. 1942, in World War II, nearly 250 Japanese warplanes attacked the northern Australian city of Darwin, killing 243 people. I didn't even know Japan attacked.
Yeah, no, Japan
Australia.
attacked. Japan was attacking Australia hardcore for a while, until we eventually got in to that region of the Pacific and made them stop. But no, they tried several invasions. Ultimately, they failed. And actually, I think there was one where a Japanese invasion was successful, but because Australia is Australia, like the spiders and the wild. This is no joke. Like, this actually happened. The wildlife drove the Japanese forces away. Like, Australia is just too much for them. Also in 1942, and also during World War II, United States President Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066. Ooh. Executive Order 66, allowing the United States military to relocate Japanese Americans to internment camps.
Yeah, that was horrible, man.
Well, I can't blame him,
I know.
Yeah. I mean, everybody, because hindsight's 20/20. Everybody says, oh, that's horrible. But you know what? Look at what they did to the POWs. Look at what they did to the Chinese. Look at what they did to the Koreans during all that time. We didn't genocide the Japanese on our homeland, but they genocided the Koreans and the Chinese and all that stuff. So, to anybody who says the internment camps were bad, go fuck yourself. We didn't know who was a spy, and that's a lot better than just killing people. Lesser of the two evils. What do you want? Just, let all the Japanese citizens free so they can go around and spy? I mean, that's how Pearl Harbor happened, Anyway, moving on to 1943, also during the Second World War, the Battle of Katherine Pass in Tunisia begins, which turned out to be a slaughter for the Allies, I believe. Katherine Pass was it was a big thing. Let me look this up real quick. Yeah, the Battle of Katherine Pass. Did I think so. Let's see here. How many casualties and losses? United States had 3,300 killed and wounded. There's 3,000 POWs. 183 tanks were lost. 616 vehicles were lost. 208 guns were lost. And then the French, 500 were killed and wounded. So a total of 10,000 casualties on the Allied side. Meanwhile, the Germans and Italians, there we go. Erwin Rommel. Here we go. This was before he was. I think this is actually how he got to become a field marshal, because he was not yet a field marshal at this time. But this, or maybe battle shortly after, is what spiked that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into the underbar. And while I do, why don't you tell us about 45 here?
1945, World War II, the Battle of Iwo Jima, about 30,000 United States Marines land on the island of Iwo Jima.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Yep. Iwo Jima. That's where that flag, was taken on Suribachi. I've seen that, actually. In real life, the statue that's usually in Arlington, it was actually on loan to the aircraft carrier out in New York when I went out there in like 2003, 2004. I think it was the summer of 2004. Yeah. Anyway, jumping on up to 1948, the Conference of Youth and Students of Southeast Asia Fighting for Freedom and Independence convened in Calcutta. That's a mouthful of a title there.
Yes, it is.
CYSSAFFI.
I want to do these two, okay?
Okay.
In 1949, Eraser Pound is awarded the In 1949, Eraser Pound is awarded the first Bollinger Prize in history by the Bollinger Foundation. Foundation, Yale University.
Cool.
Also, in 1953, book censorship in the United States and Georgia Literature Commission is established, which I think was the dumbest idea ever.
What is the Georgia Commission, or the Georgia Literature Commission? Why do you believe it's a dumb idea?
Because why ban a book? If somebody wants that said book, they will find it. Only difference is you can't prove that they got it.
Exactly. For anybody
Let's say if some person bought the Anarchist Cookbook, but you could buy the shit off the black market. Mm-hmm. But now you can't, now if it wouldn't be banned, you would have proof that the person who bought it.
Yep. And see, it's the same argument about gun control. All you're doing is taking, a way of defense away from the citizens. You really think that gun-free zones and gun laws are going to stop criminals? No. All you're doing is making a situation in which criminals will reign supreme. Or maybe that's what our politics, are trying to do. Remember
and
Operation
also,
Fast and Furious? Thanks, Obama.
And don't forget, also, you make gun runners money by doing that.
Yeah. It's almost as if our government is hand in hand with all the cartels. Moving on up to 1954, the transfer of Crimea. The Soviets, Politburo of the Soviet Union orders the transfer of the Crimean Oblast from the Russian SFSR to the Ukrainian SSR. It looks like just transfer of governments, official crap and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then 1 year later, China successfully launched the T-7, its first sounding rocket, which I know I missed 59 here. So whoops.
It looks like a fucking Eiffel Tower. That damn rocket.
Let me check out what a sounding rocket is. While I'm doing that, why don't you tell us what happened in 59 here?
In 1959, the United Kingdom grants Cyprus independence, which is formally proclaimed on August 16th, 1960.
So it took a little bit over a year, but still, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, what a sounding rocket is sometimes called a research rocket, a suborbital rocket, or a rocket sonde. It's an instrument-carrying rocket designed to take measurements and perform scientific experiments during its suborbital flight. So, interesting. Here's a diagram. It's a really small diagram. It's a slightly larger diagram.
Looks like a mini.
It's essentially like a satellite without being a satellite. Like it's a temporary.
Yeah.
It's a temporary data collecting satellite. It appears to be. What happened in '63 here?
In 1963, the publication of Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystique reawakens the feminist movement in the United States as women organizations and concussive raising groups
Consciousness.
or consciousness. Yeah,
Yeah. No, this is first wave feminism. First and second wave feminism were actually about feminism. It was actually about
yeah,
equality. Not equity, equality, equal rights.
yeah.
But now this third wave feminism or feminazism is all about dominance. It's all about
Yeah, like people like Christina Hoff Sommers, they are the real feminists. They're the real women's rights people.
yeah, and to all of you, fish mouthed, reeing, offended feminazis out there, you know, they, they don't even know how good they got it. I would love to send these, these Hufflepuff people back in the 1950s and see, how much, their complaining will get them. I'd love to do that. Jump on up to 1965. Colonel Pham Ngoc Thao of the Army of the Republic of Vietnam and a communist spy of the North Vietnamese Viet Minh, along with Generals Lam Van Phat and Tran Thien Khiem, all Catholics, attempted a coup against the military junta of the Buddhist Nguyen Kha.
Nice. You got the whole fucking mouthful and you did it flawlessly.
Well, I know I butchered the hell out of all those words, but I'm not Vietnamese, so I don't care. I'd love to have a Vietnamese on my show, or on this show, to read these, So.
Also, in 1976, Executive Order 9066. No, it's not what you think it is, which led to the relocation of Japanese Americans to internment camps. It's redescended by President Gerald Ford, Proclamation 4417.
Good soldiers follow orders. Where's a Jedi?
Yo, they said that shit a lot in the Clone Wars. But yo, speaking of the internment camps, you know who was in one of those internment camps? George Takei.
Oh. Yeah, isn't he a leftist nut job now and he hates white people or something?
I'm guessing, yeah.
Or actually it's something about cuz he's also gay. I know that. He's in one of these nut job groups and he said some things that I really don't agree with, but I've forgotten because George Takei is absolutely meaningless in my world. So jumping on up to 1978, Egyptian forces raided Larnaca International Airport in an attempt to intervene in a hijacking without authorization from the Republic of Cyprus authorities. The Separate National Guard and police forces murdered 15 Egyptian commandos and destroyed the Egyptian C-130 transport plane in open combat. Jeez.
Damn, man, horrible.
It's like opening fire on a plane.
Never good. Also in 1985, William J. Schrodner became the first recipient of the artificial heart to leave the hospital. Ooh.
So that makes me think that after an artificial heart, you're more of an inpatient, than yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think that was put in him so he temporarily till he finds him a real, an actual heart.
Okay.
But yo, that's actually awesome.
I know, that's really cool.
And in a way, also scary because there's this movie called Repo Man that they have artificial organs and shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then if you don't make your payment or something, they just suck the organ out of you. I remember that.
The Repo.
Yeah.
I
That's
watched
horrifying.
that movie. That movie was crazy.
I don't know. That sounds like a Chinese thing to me. That's what China would do.
Also in 1985, Iberia Airlines Boeing 727 crashes into Mount Orts in Spain, killing 148 people.
Jeez. That's a lot of people. I don't know, I don't think we should like pack more than like 50 people in an aircraft. I mean, I understand the cost of doing business, but if an aircraft, falls out of the sky, I'd rather lose 50 than 178, 148, you know? I don't know. There needs to be more of a balance, in my opinion. Jumping on up to 1986, the Akar-i-Patu massacre occurred, in which Sri Lankan army massacres 80 Tamil farm workers in eastern Sri Lanka. That's not nice. Why are you killing farmers? Like, how are you going to get your food? You're going to farm it yourself? How are you going to farm it yourself when you're busy murdering innocent people?
He's farming souls.
Stupid Sri Lankans. Jumping on up to 2002, NASA's Mars Odyssey space probe began to map the surface of Mars using its thermal emission imaging system. So that's cool.
I love thermal imaging. It's pretty cool.
You know what's really cool? There's a game out. It's been out for a while called Surviving Mars from Paradox, and what they actually did is they took NASA's what they figured out what Mars looks like, and you can actually you can go to anywhere in Mars, and more or less the topography, the geographics are going to be the same in the game as they are in real life. So you can simulate.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can simulate a 1-to-1. If you want to make a colony on top of Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in the solar system. Actually, I think it's the second largest now. I'm not sure. Or if you want to make a colony in the on the side of that huge canyon, or inside the canyon, or anywhere else on the planet, you can. It's a fun game, and actually I haven't played it in a while.
Cool. Also in 2003, an Ilyushin Tu-26 military aircraft crashes near Termin and killing 275. Oh my god, that's horrible.
You were right, by the way. It's Ilyushin Il. I'm seeing it here. I see IL.
Oh.
So it's Il-76.
Oh, listening Il. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I was right.
Yeah. 3 years later, in 2006, a methane explosion in a coal mine near Nueva Rosita, Mexico, killed 65 miners. Yeah, we're still having mining disasters. That's not long ago. That's 14. That's 16 years. Can you imagine it? 16 years since 2006.
I can't, man. It's horrible.
That's a long time.
Yep. Also in 2011, the debut exhibition of the Belton Shipwreck, containing the largest collection of Tang Dynasty artifacts found in one location, begins in Singapore.
Nice. Let's see what this what the shipwreck looked like. Oh yeah. Yeah, this appears to all be plates and such. Yeah, plates and bowls. Teacup, whatever this is. Looks like a wine jug to me. Anyway, jumping on up to 2012, 44 people were killed in a prison brawl in Apodaca, Nuevo Leon, Mexico. Jeez.
Sounds like a distraction for someone to escape.
Yeah. You remember from Avatar, that one guy on the boiling rock, he grabs the other guy, hey! Riot!
Oh.
I
thought you were about to talk about Uncle IR.
Oh, no, where he turned into a tank of a man and busted out.
Yeah,
himself.
when he started working out, being like a fucking tank.
Yeah, that was a heck of a twist when he took off his belt and it was like a giant flower of rice. He doesn't have a gut. He just has full on fucking six pack.
This man has muscle now.
The Dragon of the West. Built. Yeah. Before we get into births and deaths, as per usual, any articles here that tickled your fancy, so to speak?
Let's see. Yes. The naval attack on the Dardanelles.
The naval attack?
Gallipoli. The Gallipoli attack.
Ah. As for me, I'm gonna have to say Aaron Burr being arrested for treason. Like,
Yeah, that's also good too.
yeah, like that kind of caught me off guard. I had heard something about that a while ago, but I'd since long ago forgotten. And it's not every day that you hear, one of the founding fathers being arrested for treason. It's just like, oh God, he's so treasonous. He's treasonous to not only to his original host country, but to his current host country.
Of course, he's treasonous. Hello, they rebelled already.
I know, right?
They should have saw that coming.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into bursts and deaths here. Do you want to take bursts today? Switch it up?
To the yes. Yes, I would, man. Starting off in 1461, we have Domenico Gray, Italian cardinal. Also in 1519, we have Forbin Christoph of Zimmerin, German author of the Zimmerin.
What is the Zimmerin Chronicle? Let me look.
Yeah, that's a good question. What is it?
Let's see here. It is a family chronicle describing the lineage and history of the noble family of Zimmerin, based on Mid-Berkshire, Germany. It was written in a Swabian variety of early New High German by Count Frobin Christoph of Zimmerin. The chronicle is an eminent historical source of information about 16th century nobility in southwest Germany, its culture, and its values. It is also an important. Literary and ethnological source for its many folkloristic texts. The text has survived in 2 manuscripts, both in possession of the. I'm not reading all that. Interesting.
Yeah. And in 1630, we have Indian warrior king and founder of the Mauryan Empire. Wow,
Cool.
a warrior king.
Yeah, most kings
Warrior
were
kings are
warriors.
always bad.
Yeah.
They're not just a king, they are also a warrior. They won't just send their troops, they'll join them in battle.
And see, that's what makes a good leader, is when you're actually out there risking your neck with the people that you sent to risk theirs. But it's a double-edged sword, because if you get wounded or fall in battle, if you die, then then your people no longer have a leader. So
Like King Richard?
yeah, is he the one who fell and drowned in a river and he couldn't get up because
No.
of his armor?
No, I think he took an arrow. His wound got worse because his doctor was a fucking idiot.
Oh, is he the one who got an arrow down there?
No, he got an arrow because he was walking around with no fucking armor, like a dumbass.
Oh, because I remember there's something I read about some knight, like some leader, and I know this was also in Kingdom of Heaven, but there are historical accounts of people getting arrows in the family jewels. So
Yeah, I'm guessing it was him. I guess it was him then. I guess it was King
Yeah.
Richard.
that sounds like an infection. So
Yeah, it turned gangrenous. Also in 1917, Carson McCullers, U.S. novelist, story writer, playwright, and essayist. And in 1939, we have Aaron Pizzi, English activist author who founded Refuge.
I wonder if he got pissed off.
Also in 1940, we have Sarah Murat Nizov, Turkish engineer and politician who was the first president of Turkmenistan. Weird. Also in 1942, we have Cyrus Chotia, English biochemist and emeritus scientist at the Laboratory of Molecular Biology.
What is an emeritus scientist? Something tells me
Good
it
question.
has something to do with the epidermis, but I'm not sure. Meaning. A scientist emeritus is a special designation that can be given to distinguished IRP scientists who wish to retire but still maintain an ongoing working relationship at NIH. So let's see here. Emeritus is, in its current usage, is an adjective used to designate a retired chair, professor, pastor, bishop, pope, director, president, prime minister, yada. So essentially somebody who wants to retire but still practice. So, at their own leisure. So that's pretty cool. In 1943, we have Homer Hickam, a U.S. author, engineer, and NASA guy. I think he was the guy from October Sky. I think that's him, Homer Hickam.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Also, in 1955, we have Jeff Daniels, U.S. actor and playwright.
Cool.
Yeah. And in 1957, we have Falco, Austrian singer, songwriter, rapper, and musician.
I should have continued on my joke from yesterday with Dale Earnhardt being a racist and called Falco a rapist.
Yeah.
like what's a musician who does rap? Oh, you mean a rapist? No, it's not a rapist.
No, you make that joke for therapists.
Oh, you mean the rapist?
Yeah, the therapist.
I have a session coming up this Thursday, actually. Yay! Finally got therapy.
Also, in 1975, Daewon Song, South Korean U.S. skateboarder who co-founded All Skateboards.
So if it's not a skateboard, what is it? Did they invent? Did they invent snowboards or something? If it's almost skateboards, Moving on to the deaths, we have Claudius Albinus in 197. He was a Roman usurper. Then, nearly 1800 years later, in 1962, we have Georgios Papanikolaou, a Greek U.S. pathologist who invented the pap smear. 1997, What?
Oh my God.
Yeah, pap smear. 1997, we have Deng Xiaoping, a Chinese politician who was the first vice premier of the People's Republic of China. 1980, we have Grandpa Jones, a U.S. singer-songwriter and a banjo player. 99, we have Mohammed Sadiq al-Sadar, an Iraqi cleric. 2002, we have Sylvia Rivera, a U.S. transgender alphabet mafia activist. I'm wondering, was she the early on, like the first phase of them, or was she part of the actual, psychopathic mafia that's now trying to get rid of a certain type of people, aka essentially a cultural genocide, I don't know. Moving on to 2007, Celia Franca, an English-Canadian dancer and director who founded the National Ballet of Canada. 2016, Harper Lee passed away on this date. He was the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, amongst other works.
I always wanted to see that movie.
Yeah, I saw it. I think the old black and white one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then last but not least, in 2020, 2 years ago, we have Jose Mojica Marins, a Brazilian filmmaker, actor, composer, screenwriter, and television horror host. That's a bit of a resume you got under their belt.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar for any links you may be interested in. Speaking of links, what else is under there?
Also, if you like gaming, join me on Twitch, Sohin TV.
Yep, keep your eye out for that. He streams whenever, very much like how we stream this show whenever. So, yeah. But anyway, for your dose of Pacifist Daily, we stream every day, as I just said. There's no timetable yet, but for the most part we do it in the morning to early afternoon. I am Aoxander.
I'm Luck.
And you are you. Until tomorrow, you'll see us then. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! Let's go, Brandon.
Yay.